Hey, BookTube. Um, I wanted to talk about a couple things real quick. One is if you are not um, reading, um, well, if you are, let's start with that. If you're reading Black Star Canyon on my website, mattwallwrights.com, um, today is the end of the first episode in that series. So, now would be a great time to jump in from the beginning and read through that for your Friday reads in case you don't know what to read. Um, but yeah, someone will die today in Black Star Canyon. And also Hitman Black is up, which is kind of like an action thriller across America kind of deal. Um, so that's kind of fun. But other than all that, there is other stuff I wanted to talk about. And that is now normally I would real quick, the Leaning Tower of Pisa books over here. I never put them back, like I never straightened them out or whatever. And me and Shaylee were watching Saw, and the entire stack fell down, and it fell down so fast that it sounded like, or slow, I don't know how fast it was, but it sounded like a waterfall. Um, it was just like, and it like hit my desk, knocked some books off my desk, everything fell on the floor, and it was just like there was stuff on the floor and stuff was still falling off the stack. So yeah. Um, yeah, so that was fun. So I fixed one of the stacks, but the other one still looks a little wonky. But anyway, what I was going to say is that I normally would never do this, um, and I usually wait for book hauls to do stuff like this, but I'm so excited and I just wanted to talk about it. Um, I saw a book online, and it was like dirt cheap, so I had to pick it up. So I did, and it's this. Oh, the Necronomicon. That's so sweet. But look at it. This is the exact same cover it had when, like, me and my friends would F around with this when I was, like, a kid. Um, so that's just crazy. And for those of you who don't know, like, this is bogus, baloney stuff. But, it's based on H.P. Lovecraft mentioning the Necronomicon in his work. And so apparently it was written in Damascus in the 8th century AD by the mad Arab Abdul Azared. The accursed volume is filled with myths and rituals that have survived the darkest days of magic and occultism. Um, Editor Simon overcame huge obstacles during his daring efforts to bring to light this, the most famous, most potent, and potentially the most dangerous black book known to the Western world. So this was originally published in 1980, I believe, and yeah, and look at how freaking death metal that is, or like black metal or death metal or whatever. This is so like designed by in the 80s. It's unbelievable. But because I'm like reading all the Lovecraft stuff right now, I really wanted to um, kind of have this to kind of look at And like, yeah, like there's parts of it that like were inspired by like Lester Crowley and Anton LaVey and stuff like that. But the majority of this is complete fiction. But um, yeah, it's just fun. And I mean, look, it's like Cthulhu calls. If you can't see that, there you go. And I don't really know many gateways to hell brought to you by Avon Books, but so I'm just excited. Like, it's so rare that like a book that you had like 30 years ago or whatever is still being made with the exact same artwork. It's like it's weird. It's like it's brand new, like it was the incantations of the gates. Oh my gosh. It's just hysterical. I don't know, like the Book of Colleen. So this is like a fun little thing to have while I'm drifting on the black seas of infinity. Let me know if you like my scary voice. I'm having fun with it. So yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, I'm just super excited. Today, we were actually just watching The Grinch, and that movie is so much funnier than I give it credit for. Like, it's really funny. But I'm going to be writing for the rest of the day probably. And then I might go back onto Twitch. And then my game videos from Twitch will go onto YouTube. So those of you who follow the Matt Ari or Atari Kong YouTube channel, you'll still get that stuff, but it just won't be live. So if you're interested in that stuff, so. But I think I'm going to go about something a little different. You know how oh, what's it called? The Iberian something, like the history that it's like an 8,000 word essay or whatnot that I think the publisher made Robert E. Howard write. Um, which is kind of crazy. And like when you read it, you're like, it's like so dense. You're like, oh my god, this is like super like dates talking about people, years, wars. Like you're like fucking hell. But I have notes for all of my like my fantasy story that I've been working on again since I was like 16. And I was thinking today maybe I should take all my notes and just write out like some sort of history so I have like something to go off of instead of like 90 pages of random notes. Um, so I think I'm going to work on that today and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And so this weekend, oh, I also decided I think I'm going to read what's it called? The Scarlet Citadel, I think is what it's called. Along with the Hour of the Dragon, because I have Hour of Dragon on an audiobook, and I have the Scarlet Citadel in my ebook collection. So I've been doing a lot of driving like this week and last week and this coming week. I will be. So a lot of time for audiobooks in the car. So Um, I'll still be reading by audiobook the Hour of the Dragon, but I'm gonna also read the shorter stuff while I am floating around, and then I'm still, where is it at? Oh my gosh, it's so far in there. Ugh, don't fall. So I'm also going to be getting back into Tarzan the Untamed, which is the 7th book in the series. And I might, because I think I can knock this out in a couple hours, but Clive Barker's Hellbound Heart. It's really short and giant. Dude, the text is so big. Like, I feel like I'm in 2nd grade. But anyway, so I might just give that a read too, since I'm here. So, this is what I'm going to be reading this weekend, I think. So, along with some Conan shit. So, ow! Dude, I keep cracking my hand or my knee on this desk. It's ridiculous. But I really want to play some Zelda, like bad. So, I might do a little bit of that. So, we'll see. But, leave your comments down below if you've read any of this, if you're terrified of the Necronomicon. If you liked Hellbound Heart, let me know. Yeah, and then any of the Conan questions that I had earlier. If I could get Zoe doing stuff tonight, we might do a very small book haul, but I think we might wait until after Christmas because I got her a lot of books, and I think she got me a lot of books. So, I think we're gonna go that route. So anyway, all have a good weekend. Let me know what you're reading down below, and yeah.